Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 28th May 2022. My name is TSV Raghavan and I am a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. My favorite subject is spiritualism, and this is my spiritual channel. Yesterday, in my previous video, we talked about the vibrations of the first layer that envelops the soul, that is, causal intelligence. It is the most subtle of all the etheric bodies, and it is the first layer and which is very close to the spiritual soul and very far from the materialist universe. Because it is so, this intelligence or causal intelligence has all the qualities of an infant child in a living entity among human living entities. The second layer that we are going to talk now is astral mind. According to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the mind is the driving instrument and intelligence is the driver. We have already talked about causal intelligence, the driver. Today we will talk about mind, the driving instrument. Mind is in the etheric senses and the causal intelligence among the three layers of the subtle body. This mind is closer to material universe than causal intelligence. Hence, the coloring or the taint of the material universe is very much felt in the mind, which is full of emotions and feelings. Jealousy, love, hatred, platonic love, prejudice, discrimination, anger, empathy, sympathy, dispassionate behavior, all these things are parts of the astral body. That means that the astral mind is like someone who has his or her heart ruling his or her head, as it is said colloquially. Head is causal intelligence and heart is astral mind. So, all the feelings and emotions that an individual living entity feels are from the astral mind. Astral mind is tainted with the vibrations or the machinations of the material universe. It is less influenced by the spirit soul or the super soul. When a person listens to his or her heart, that is mind, and dis- discards the vibrations of the causal intelligence, then that person can be said to be all feelings and emotions. As I had mentioned before, all sorts of emotions and feelings that a living entity experiences during his or her lifetime comes from this particular mind. Logic does not work here. Intelligence does not work here. A person who is totally mind oriented cannot think from his intelligence, his or her intelligence. The third layer among the subtle bodies is the etheric senses. There are five types of senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. The etheric body of senses rules these senses. According to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the main reason for all evil in the material universe is called lust. Lust is nothing but the platonic love of the astral mind pasteurized into lust in the etheric senses. When the etheric senses rule over such a beautiful thing as love, then all the mind and the intelligence take a back seat and only bodily carnal pleasures start taking over the brain of a human living entity. We all know that the permutations and combinations of the causal intelligence, the astral mind, and the etheric senses take over and give an outlet, are given an outlet into this material universe by the gross body. The ego acts as a catalyst during this reaction. Now, according to Bhagavad Gita, lust is the glue that pastes the living entity to the material universe, or which joins the living entity to the material universe. Lust is formed out of an attraction towards an object which is material. This attraction or this initial attraction for a particular object is transformed into desire to possess that object. This desire soon develops into a want for that particular object. That is known as lust. As soon as a human being, he or she, begins lusting for something in the material universe, he or she gets fear. Fear of losing that particular object. Now, after lust, it is greed. Greed to possess an object, and then an anger that he or she, the living entity, may lose that particular object. All sorts of emotions and feelings begin clouding the brain or the intelligence of that particular living entity who lusts for a particular thing. First, fear took over, now anger, and this transforms into illusion. An illusion that everyone is against him or her and is preventing him or her from taking that particular thing. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Ahankara. These are the five things from Sanskrit which control the brain of a living entity. Kama is lust, Krodha is anger, Lobha is greed, Moha is illusion, and the fifth one is Ahankara. In this place, Ahankara does not mean false ego. It means a sort of snobbish pride that he or she, the living entity who is lusting for a particular object, must be the sole possessor of that object. This pride or this snobbishness, along with other evil deeds of these five objects of Bhagavad Gita, give rise to all sorts of crime and wrongdoing. Lust, which is pasteurized platonic love, has glued a particular living entity to the material universe through its power and its machinations. We see that when a person's brain is controlled by etheric senses, then that person becomes a victim of all evil doings in a particular material universe. Kindly subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that I can keep reminding you of my other videos. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.